Good morning, y'all. It's Brooke with Mrs. Cog Hill Farm, and we got a rainy day today. But I'm not going to complain. We really need the rain. The geese even say so. It's been a minute since we had any rain, and the temperatures are so cool that I'm wearing pants this morning for the first time since probably March, I would guess. Out here with the goats, I've already taken care of milking Capri. I even took the lid off the jar before I filtered the milk. So you know that saying, you learn from your mistakes? I would say that that is definitely the case, because ever since that happened, I've made sure that the lid has been removed from the jar. Right, girls? I had some questions on my last video, and it was pertaining to Paris. If you don't know, Paris is this girl right here. Paris was bred by Mr. Joe, who is our Nigerian dwarf buck, and Fifi here, who is a Nigerian dwarf doe. She was born in June of 2022, so she's a little over 2 years old, and had a lot of questions about if I'm going to breed her, and even more so, could she be bred already? Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. It was probably a month or so ago when I started noticing Paris's udder getting kind of large. So much so that I went to Jason and I said, I think Topper may be doing his job, and we didn't know about it. But if that was the case, then why wouldn't Bootsy and Bo Peep be bred? Why would it just be Paris? Does he just like her more? What's the deal? So I sent some udder pictures to my goat friends, Laura from Simply Making It being one. She said she has never had a doe that young with a bag that full, that she thought she might be bred. So as time went on, I just got to thinking that, it just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense as to why Paris would be bred by Topper, because she's the only goat he is the only buck she's been exposed to. And no Bootsy, no Bo Peep. Why her? So I'm coming over here, walking behind her a little bit so you can kind of see her udder and her bag and how full it looks compared to, well, let's just say Bo Peep. She's in a position here where I can show you her. She went away, but all right, so she's got a full udder. I know that. But here's what I also know. Her mama, Fifi, had a precocious udder. What that means is she produced milk before she was ever bred. And I know that for a fact that Fifi had it. I also know that it's something that's not necessarily a bad thing. People buy does that have precocious udders just because of the fact that some of them can be really, really good milkers. Now, I wouldn't milk Paris without her being bred, simply because it's not a good thing to do. It's hormones that are being produced. Really, there is no scientific evidence as to why it happens. But obviously, hormones are being produced to make her body feel like she's almost having a false pregnancy. Now, they are not certain that this is the case in all does that have precocious udders, but it's a theory. So I wouldn't want to milk her and make her body think that she's had a kid and her not be able to produce the amount of milk that she would if she had produced a kid. Some of these does have been known to produce up to 2 gallons of milk a day with the precocious udder condition once they're bred and they've kidded. So is Paris bred? No, she's not bred. And in you guys' opinion, a lot of you think that Paris is the most beautiful goat on this farm. And I have to admit, I think she may be. Paris was born in June of 22. We were living in a camper building our house, and our family got COVID for the first time ever. We got pretty sick with COVID. That's when Paris was born. So a lot of time was not spent with Paris like it was this round of babies, like it was previous babies, because we spent some time in the bed. And then after Marycarl and I recovered from COVID, Jason got pneumonia. And he was down for quite a while. It was bad. He was really, really sick. So basically what we did was went out and fed and went back and took care of ourselves, not spending a whole lot of loving time with our goat that was just born, that being Paris. My whole point about that was she's not the friendliest goat on the farm. By far, I do believe she's the most beautiful, but she is not the friendliest. As a matter of fact, I've given copper, which is a supplement needed for our herd here in Alabama, to every goat in this pasture, except for Bo Peep, who was not friendly when we got her, and Paris. And she just simply is scared of us. She's been here with us for over 2 years, but yet she still isn't trusting. And I don't think there's anything I can do to change that. That being said, I can breed Paris because Joe's her daddy, but we have a second buck, and that is Mo. Mo is of no relation to her whatsoever. So I can breed Paris and I can milk her, and she would probably produce a good amount of milk, and she would probably have a beautiful kid. And I say kid because in our experience, a first time doe giving birth, it usually results in a single. From that point forward, there may be twins or even triplets in Fifi's case this past year. I just don't know. I talked to Dr. D. He said he would not let the fact that she has a precocious udder hinder me from breeding her. She's a beautiful goat, and if I want to breed her, he said, go for it. He said he's not one of these people that says, oh, don't breed her because this condition might be present or this condition might be present, unless it's something significant that would affect her health. Like, say, Jessie. We know we cannot breed Jessie or Donkey because she had so many health problems early on in her life that it would be risky for her to give birth. So Jessie will not be bred. Honey's over here wanting some loving as we're talking about Jessie. Yeah, we're talking about Jessie. But you could have a baby one day. Did you know that? You might want to have a baby. You might want to go across the street and meet Mr. Snow White and have some donkey babies of your own. What do you think? He is a little bit bigger than you, so I don't know if that would work out or not. But I wanted to address the issue of Paris possibly being bred. I was a little alarmed the first time I noticed her udder being enlarged. And as time went on, that udder has grown even more than the first picture that I took of it. So I don't think she's bred. I'm pretty positive she's not. I think it's just the same condition that her mama has. I want to show y'all Fifi's udder. This is after she was bred this year. She had the precocious udder. She is now lopsided, which I don't really care because I'm not going to show her, but I'm also not going to breed her anymore because she developed mastitis during the time that I was milking her. So it wasn't a good thing for her. If Paris were to have a kid and develop some problems in her udder later on, then I wouldn't breed her again. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. This girl, I mean, she is beautiful. Paris, we talking about you, sweetie. Yeah, we talking about how beautiful you are, how moon spotted you are, and how big your udder is, even though you're not pregnant. Now, I could go over there and give that a squeeze and milk would come out. I have no doubt about it. I'm not gonna do that because, well, I don't want to upset her, but that's part of it. That's part of having the precocious udder, is it filling up with milk before she has kidded. Now she's coming to visit me. I can get this close to her, but if I try to, well, look, today's a different day. You can see she's kind of backing up. if she thinks I'm going to give her something or try to catch her or do anything to her, she's gone. Speaking of my little fellas, let me tell y'all something. They are back to feeling 100%, I must say. They're trying to chew on me. Y'all tell everybody how much better y'all feel, and it won't be too much longer before y'all can move over there with the ladies. That's right. Dr. D said give it a week or so, and we're going to do just that, and y'all are going to be introduced to the whole rest of the herd. Yeah, that's right. I'm so happy that procedure's over and they're okay, but I knew it had to be done if we were going to keep them. So, little fellas, I'm just glad y'all are recovered, and we're going to get y'all moved over there with the rest of them very soon. So my next step for the little boys is to move them in the back of the barn, which is, there's a fence in between the back of the barn and the pasture next door where everybody else lives. That way, Jesse, Honey, and the rest of the goats can get to know Mr. Curtis and Red before they actually move over here. I think that'll be a good thing for them to get acclimated to each other through the fence before I just toss them in there and say best of luck, because you know, Jesse and Honey are donkeys. Donkeys are known to guard. I don't think that they would hurt the babies, but I do think it's in their best interest to know that they live here versus, hey, you know, they're outsiders and here they come. So that'll be our next step, and then we're going to get those boys moved in. Honey, you got some new friends coming, girl. Yeah, some new friends. And they're boys. They're little boys. And they're sweethearts, too. You're going to love them. I got to go to town. You want to ride with me? I think you might be out of luck. I think Jason's going to ride with me. I got to go to town. I've got something in mind, and hopefully it'll be there when I get there. Do y'all see this? What is he doing? And look at his dog. Oh my gosh. I don't know if he's going to town with me or not. He might have other plans. We've told y'all before how much we love our community. And one reason is because there's so many little roadside stands. And this one is no exception. It's on the way to town, and this lady sells sweet potatoes. And I've been buying from her since we moved here. But this particular day, I am going to do something very special with the sweet potatoes. And I'm so glad that she has them available, semi-bulk quantity, for $8 a basket. So I'm going to grab 2 baskets from her. But y'all look, she's got a little table set up and different sizes of sweet potatoes. This small basket's $5. This one here's $4. And then, you know, you got the bigger baskets on this end. This is what I usually get because it's stored in a cool, dry place. They last. And here's your honor system. So I've got $16 in cash counted out right here, and I'm going to put it in the little box here. I got a bunch of ones in there. We're going to get it shoved in there. All right, so I'm going to grab me a bag here, pick out a couple of baskets. I think I need 2 bags. I might bust one if I try to put them all in one. But y'all just wait till you see what I got in mind to do with these awesome sweet potatoes. And you can see this is kind of a busy street that I'm on. It's on the way to town. She has a sign that the wind's kind of blown sideways, but it says sweet potatoes right here in her yard. And there's her little setup in under a little awning. And I've seen her get the sweet potatoes out of that little building that's there. So I guess she stores them in there and puts them out. So what do I have planned for all these sweet potatoes? Some of y'all already know this and some of you don't, but we have 5 inside dogs. And I'm going to show you guys each and every one of them, with the exception of Rocky and Bandit, who don't come inside, but you know who they are. So first of all, well, we have Holly. Holly's on the ground here. I don't need to pick her up to show her to you. Come here, girl. Let's see. This is Holly. Everybody knows Holly. All right, and this is Gidget. Gidget is one of my Pomeranians. She's the sweetest little dog in the whole wide world. She has loads of energy, and we all just love Gidget. However, Gidget can't go outside because she'll run away. So Gidget is truly an inside dog. She uses a doggy door to go outside and goes through the little doggy room that we had built when we built our house. All right, now here, you guys probably know this little guy, and this is Arlo. Arlo is Jason's dog. However, Arlo loves all of us, and we all love him. He is very mild-tempered. Not much gets him too excited, but he's a sweet little fella. And once again, he stays inside because we tried to let Arlo go outside with Jason to do the farm chores, and we found out real quick that Arlo tend to wander off, and for his safety, we decided that it's best that Arlo just stays inside. And he doesn't object. He's pretty happy with his life. Now this is my little rescue, Dee Dee, who you all probably know who she is. Gidget's steadily jumping because I picked Dee Dee up. She wants me to pick her up. But Dee Dee, due to her embark test results that say she's 100% Pomeranian. I'm not so sure about that, but we don't really care what she is. She is very, very good-natured, and she would really prefer to be the only dog. She's attached to me, and everybody gets along with her, but Dee Dee would prefer to be the only dog. However, she came into a situation where we already had dogs, and it worked out. So, last but not least, this is Dixie. Dixie's our oldest dog that lives in the house. She is 13. She's a Shih Tzu, and Dixie's, well, beside from being an old lady, she does pretty good. I mean, you can see her tail, she's wagging happily, and she's a happy little girl, but Dixie would kill a chicken in a heartbeat. At the old farm, she got out a few times, sneaked past us, and it was a lot of drama to get her away from free-range chickens. So Dixie stays inside for that reason. And y'all don't see her too much because she really just kind of hangs out by herself. She does use the doggy door as the other little ones do. Now, Holly does not because she's too big to go through the door. She just goes in and out with Jason. But this little lady, she's been with us a long time, and she's got her own little personality, but we admire it. So after showing all of our dogs, you may realize what I'm going to do with the sweet potatoes. Just like us, we want the best diet for our dogs and all of our farm pets, but we think that we can do something to help with the health of our puppies by adding freeze-dried sweet potatoes to their diet. We can use these by keeping them on our counter just like we do dog bones, and we know those are not good for them. So if we can substitute freeze-dried sweet potatoes for a dog bone and them be happy and healthier, then hey, why not? So I've never really thought of this idea before, and when I did think of it, a light bulb went off. I thought, hey, I can make our dogs just as healthy as we are by creating healthy snacks. So my plan is to peel all the sweet potatoes, slice them with a mandolin, and then blanch them. And the reason I'm going to blanch them is so they will maintain their color. Dogs probably don't care what color they are, but maintain their color, and also they're going to maintain a crisp texture versus what it may be if I didn't blanch them. So upon my little bit of research that I've done, blanching is something that should be done, and so I'm going to do that. Quick blanch, 5 minutes maybe, and get them sliced up, and we're going to put these in the freeze dryer and see how our puppies like them. And I must confess that many years ago, we were living at our old farm, and for whatever reason, Jason was slicing sweet potatoes for me. He was using a handheld mandolin, and he literally took the end of his fingertip off. So we had to go to a local ER where they were able to get the fingertip back on, thankfully, but he has some very hard feelings towards the mandolin. So much so that he threw it away that day and swore that he would never use it again. So I had to go buy a new mandolin this morning, and he cringed when I told him that I was picking up a new one. He doesn't like the idea of using one ever since that, but this one, just like the one that he was using, has a guard with it. So I'm going to utilize this guard. When the sweet potatoes get down real small, I'm not going to take that guard away. I am going to just throw the rest of that sweet potato away or save it for another purpose, because I'm not going to take the end of my fingertip off slicing up sweet potatoes. So I'm going to use my mandolin to slice them. I would say this is about 1/4 of an inch thick. You don't want them too thick because, well, it's going to take extra time for them to dry. And also, your dogs are probably not going to want to eat a big, thick slice of potato. So I'm thinking 1/4 of an inch would be pretty good uniform size. Here we go. Got the guard on. Got my potato in place. How easy is that? And that's what I meant. When I get to this bottom piece right here, it's sliced in the correct dimension. But if it wasn't, I was just going to do away with this piece. I'm not going to try to get my hands down in this mandolin, because I've seen firsthand, literally firsthand, what it can do to you if you get your fingers in the way of that blade. If you guys have bought any kind of freeze-dried snacks for your pets, you realize that is something that can get up there and get expensive. So being able to offer my pets this amount at literally $5 is incredible. And I kind of felt guilty because, well, the cats probably are not going to like sweet potatoes. So I got to come up with an idea for the cats. I did do a quick Google search, and it recommended fish. I'm going to figure something out for the cats. I am, because they are deserving just like our dogs are. All right, my water is to a rolling boil, and I'm just going to put a few in at a time, set a timer, and we'll get these out and get them put on the freeze dryer trays. 5 minutes has passed, and I'm going to get these sweet potatoes out. And y'all, I like to use these for drying things. It's actually used for dishwashing drying, but I like to use it for drying off things before I put it in the freeze dryer, just to take that extra moisture off the top, and you're not, well, just adding to your freeze drying time. Of course, what freeze drying does is takes the moisture out of things. So if there's excess water on it, it's going to take even longer. So I really don't have any idea how long this is going to take, but when they are done, we're going to give not only Jason and myself a taste, but all of our dogs are going to have a try to see how they actually like the freeze-dried sweet potatoes. Y'all stay tuned. Well, sweet potatoes are ready, and I am anxious to see how these turned out. Got Jason here with me. I don't know if you want to do the honors or do it at the same time.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I think that you could use these reconstituted to make sweet potato fries, to make sweet potato mashed potatoes,
Sweet potato pie.
sweet potato pie. But we're going to use these for sweet potato dog treats.
Indeed, you liked it.
Let's see, give you a little bitty piece. There you go. All right, Arlo, here's yours. Oh, you love it, don't you?
I loved it.
That is good, isn't it?
Here comes Dixie.
All right, Dixie. Here you go, baby. Come here. Dixie's old. She's She doesn't have many teeth, but
Dixie loves it.
Dixie loves it. Gidget, you act so silly. You need to go to school. You know that? Look at her shaking. She does everything she knows. Dixie,
her
you want one
tricks.
more? Here, Arlo.
I got Holly's ball, and she is not worried about the sweet potato.
Come here, Holly. Come here, Holly. Let's see what you think.
Holly got her ball back.
Okay. This is only one piece.
She about took it from you.
She just about did. Can you see it? Good girl. Arlo. Come here, Arlo.
I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody.
Dixie.
I don't have anybody. I'm about to fall over, Arlo. Yeah.
Come here, Arlo. Come here.
Oh, goodness.
Look. Come here. Come here. Can you see it? Arlo, good boy.
Holly, anybody want to play ball?
Holly's not food motivated at all. But look at these three.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to split the last piece between y'all two, okay? Well, I have a feeling that the rest of those sweet potatoes that are up there on the counter
Yeah.
are going to get put in the freeze dryer pretty quick.
I agree.